Good morning, guys. It is a Wednesday morning. It is 7:15 and I've been up since 5:30. Well, I'm a morning person, which is very strange because none of my other family members are morning persons. It's like my brother, when he was a teenager, could easily sleep to 3 o'clock in the morning or in the afternoon. And I actually lived with him for a while when I was in my early 20s. And he had like 15 alarms to get up in the morning, which was negatively to me because I didn't have to go up really as early as he did. So I had to wake up every 10 minutes because of his alarm, which was in another room. But he never woke up. But yeah, I'm a morning person in more of the sense that I'm not a night person. I get very, very tired at night and I'm not productive at night. So to be able to get as much out of my day and also only get my 8 hours of sleep, I get up pretty early in the morning. Went up a little bit earlier than I usually do today because I have a doctor's appointment at 10 and I wanted to make sure that I kind of was ready mentally when I get there and not coming in there and like mushy in my brain. And it takes me up to a couple of hours to kind of come into myself every morning. And knowing that is why I go up so early as I do. I know that whenever I go up in the morning, I will need an hour to 2 hours of just moosing around. Is that a word? Just walking around, drinking a little bit of a coffee, doing some stitching, watching some YouTube, stuff like that before I'm really productive. So the earlier I get up, the earlier I get to be productive. So today I went up at 5:30 because I knew I had to leave at 8 and I needed like 2.5 hours. So yeah, 5:30 it was. And it actually went pretty good. I'm exhausted and I'm gonna be exhausted for the next couple of days because I'm having the nastiest case of hot flashes right now. Night sweats. They are also called when they come at night. I do get them all day, all day, every day, because of my progesterone treatment. I am considering getting a hysterectomy because of other reasons also. But one of the reasons is because of if I do the hysterectomy, I will no longer have to have my progesterone, which means that I only need the estrogen treatment and I could be without the hot flashes. So that would be awesome. Really, really awesome. It's kind of strange being in my mid to late 30s and having all of these menopausal symptoms. In that case, I feel pretty old. In other cases, I feel super young. So in my brain, I've said this before, in my brain I feel like I'm 16. I'm still this nervous little person. I'm scared of people. I just want everyone to like me, but at the same time I have matured. There's a little part of me that feels that, well, I can't make everyone like me, but I can make myself like me. And as long as I am the person that I really want to be and I show that person to everyone, then they can make their decision if they like me or not. So I think that's something, yeah. But my body is like, it depends on day to day. I've actually had a pretty good body year this year. I do have all my health issues and I do have my migraines, but I'm so much more, I'm not as stiff in my body. I'm very soft. I can move more. I can walk a lot more. I've been doing a lot of like small intensive dance sessions because I love dancing. It's my go-to training thing is to dance. So when I hear good music on Spotify, I run around dancing. I wish I could do it outside too, like when I'm missing my ears and I go to any of these like doctor appointment or anything, and I'm like, I just want to dance, but I know that people would think I'm totally crazy if I just started doing dance moves, waiting for the train, stuff like that. So yeah, I don't. But yeah, my body has been much better. However, the temperature dropped below 10, so I have a lot of joint pain right now. It's actually, if I understand correctly, it's actually not really my joints. It is my connective tissues just around the joints. So where the muscles connect to the tendons, that is where my inflammation starts. And when it gets cold, that is where they come, and then it hurts a lot. So that is not as fun, but I still have hope to get the migraines away. Tomorrow is my test, and hopefully I will start the medication somewhere next week. So yeah, there was a lot to just pour on you, but good morning guys, I hope you have an awesome day. I'm about an hour early to my doctor's appointment, my therapist, so I decided to take a walk in this extremely beautiful place. These are Communion Gardens. I think I looked this up, and I think it was in the 50s they starting to take out some areas to be communion gardens. Basically a little plot where you could grow your own food and stuff like that. When you live in an apartment, it's not usual that you are able to do that. So then you have the community gardens. So you rent the plot here, and then in these cases they're actually quite big houses. You're not allowed to live in them, but some people do during the summer. And there's a monkey here. He's not real, but he looks a little bit scary though. And there's little houses. But yeah, so I love this area. It's like 2 minutes walk from my therapist and my doctor's. I have both my GP and my therapist in the same building. So I really just want to walk here. It's like, it's so beautiful today because it's fall and you have, it's fog out on the water. I'm going to show you soon. And you have all the trees that are red and yellow and some greens. It's just so popping. It's so much fall. I just completely love fall. I completely love life, I think. Really like life. There are people walking everywhere with their dogs and stuff. But yeah, I really like this area because it's super quiet, it's super calm. You're gonna see it because the water is calm today. It's wet everywhere. I think it's been raining tonight. And it's kind of cold outside, so I have my winter jacket on, but I got it buttoned up because it's a little bit too warm. So I found this little seating area out on a little dock here. That's probably the word for it. There you go. It's just beautiful. I don't know if you see it, but in the distance there is this windmill. We've got a little ducky there. So, ducky. Got some more duckies over there. But yeah, it's beautiful. And it has all, like, it's a little foggy. Just slightly little foggy. So everything is just a little foggy. So I would sit down, but all the seats are full of water because it's rained today. So I think I'm going to go back to the therapist and wait there. I'm about an hour early. I told you that. I hate being late. It's one of those things. Being late, coming late, it stresses me out. And I figured out that stress isn't something that I want to deal with. It's not so much that I can't deal with it, it's more I don't want to deal with it. And because of that, I kind of try to reduce my stress by coming very, very early. Oh god, I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on it. No, well, he runs up there. There's a squirrel. There he is. I don't know if you can see him though. I hope you can see him. You can see him move a little bit. There's a little squirrel walking down the stump. Cool, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Let's zoom out so that you don't have to see my nose hairs or anything. That should be it, I think. Well, so I'm always early to every meeting I go to. Usually I find a coffee shop to sit down and have coffee, and then I go to the place. However, I haven't really found a coffee place here. So I'm just walking around. Usually I just sit there. I have a knitting and a cross stitch with me so that I have something to do. But otherwise I would sit in a coffee shop with a coffee. And because I can't sit in a coffee shop, I'm having my own coffee with me. There's starting to get a lot of people and they look strange at me, so I think I'm gonna stop. But good morning, guys. Or something. I'm gonna go to my therapist now. So I'm home. I got some smoked salmon sandwiches because I was hungry, but I wasn't super hungry, but I need to get something in there. So I got a couple of sandwiches, sourdough. It's awesome because it doesn't really hurt my tummy. And I'm gonna sit down and do some gaming because I'm exhausted, and I know that if I push myself, like sit down and edit and all of those things, I will have a very rough evening. I'm already starting to have speech issues because going to therapy is pretty hard for me. So I kind of stress myself out, start having issues speaking, all of those things. So it went okay for the therapist. I'm gonna meet her again in 2 weeks. And until then, I'm gonna kind of figure out how much I need her and what I need her for. Just this couple of therapy sessions that we have done now have actually put me in a total other sense of thoughts. Like my thought pattern is completely different, and I'm not sure that I need her as much as I did when I got her. When I got her, I really needed her. If she hadn't helped me think in other ways, I think I just would have gone further and further into the depression. But she really helped me kind of these points. This is probably what you want to think about, and that kind of switched my whole thinking pattern. And that kind of brought me out of it. I still have a slight thing pushing down on me, but I'm starting to realize more and more that it's probably just hormonal, and I don't know if I'm going to need her through that. However, I'm going to talk about, because I want her probably to be with me when I try the new medication for the next like 2-3 months. So we'll see. I'm going to talk to her about it and see if she can be there, kind of help me through it, and see if how things is. But yeah, so that was what happened. Yeah, now I'm gonna sit down and game a little bit. I did clean up, put on the dishwasher. I didn't do it this morning because Christopher was sleeping when I got up. And I really need to get that as a thing I do every day, is to clean up for any kind of dishes, either before bed or when I wake up in the morning, because it makes me feel so much happier having a clean home. I don't have the stress of looking at the dirty dishes all the time, and I can kind of concentrate and be more aware of the rest of the things I need to do. So yeah. I have so many things that I want to do, but I'm going to sit and game just because I am tired and exhausted, and I think that I need to kind of disconnect for a little while and have this little story and game a little while, and then I'm going to sit down and actually edit the vlogs. And while I'm doing all of this, I'm also kind of thinking about the next video that I'm making. I need to put a video up tomorrow. I want to put up a video tomorrow, so I have to figure out what I'm gonna put up there. I'm going Today I don't have anything else kind of scheduled. Like I don't have any doctor appointment, any meetings or anything like that. Tomorrow I need to go up early again, and I'm gonna head over to take some blood tests in the morning, and then FedEx is coming with my latest MFT order. I realized I don't have any Christmas stamps, or I have like 1 Christmas stamps for MFT. And right now the 3 companies that I really work with are Make It Crafty, Lawn Fawn, and My Favorite Things. And they had a new release a couple of days ago. So I got a bunch of their stamps, both from last year and this year, so that I had more of a bigger kind of choices. I wasn't super fond of some of the stamps, like they do cater to different likes. It's not always that I want all of them. So I decided to actually pick up some from last year that I didn't pick up because they were so adorable and I actually needed them. So they will be arriving tomorrow. So then I have to stay home, and yeah, that is what's going on. I also after I'm taking the tests, I'm gonna call a doctor today, and then after I take the tests, I'm gonna talk to them and get the treatment. So I don't know what I was going with that, but yeah, it's a little bit past 9. It's like 20 past 9, and we decided to go to bed. Being up at 5:30, then you actually need to go to bed around 9:30 if you're gonna get your 8 hours of sleep and like continue that correct circle. 9:30 I think is the latest you really should go to bed if you go up at 5:30. So that is what we do today. I'm quite exhausted. I was hoping to get a whole bunch of things done towards the evening, but I was really tired when I got home. It's very obvious that when I do things like go out and like today when I was at the therapist, it drains the energy out of you, or me in this case, quite substantially. So I haven't really done that much. I did get Monday's vlog up though, and Tuesday's vlog is a little bit in the shorter, or I have a lot less clip to edit, so hopefully I can get that up in the morning. And then I have a full day of things to do, things to plan, ideas, and I want to try to get a video out. So I know that I have to take decisions throughout the days and say, yeah, today I'm not doing anything. Like today, I had the plans of making a card, but I was exhausted when I got home. So instead of making a card, I sat down and gamed a little bit, actually a couple of hours. And when I had gamed a couple of hours, I went in here, I kind of went through the clips to edit. I did some photo editing, and then I went back out and I've been stitching. I started something new. I have 2 projects at a go at one time. It's kind of how I do things. I have 2 8-inch frames and I use both of them. So I have my Heaven and Earth design right now, which is Wrath. I actually have finished all the other ones that I had going, so that felt pretty nice. And then I have my Halloween sampler. However, I am very Christmas-y right now. I'm slowly kind of transitioning from kind of fall Halloween into Christmas, because that is how my channel need to go. I need to start making Christmas cards instead of fall, Halloween and Thanksgiving things. So that is kind of where I need to go with the channel. So that's kind of, then you have to work that into your body so that you get in the Christmas mood, so you get all the inspirations, and I think that is the case. So I got my Roller Cross Stitching magazine, which I subscribed to yesterday. I think I got it, and it has this kit with it. You get 2 pieces of some kind of rubbery plastic. So it's not this hard plastic Aida or plastic fabric. It's actually something more similar to an even weave, but made with plastic. It feels, yeah, it's something between plastic and rubber. I don't know, it's very foldedly, and I never found it in any stores. However, I have found it online. The store that, or the factory that sells me my needles also sells that kind of fabric. However, I need to buy, I think, a minimum of a certain amount. I think it's like something ridiculous, like 5-10 meters or something minimum. It might even be more because it's a factory I buy from. So it's not realistic to kind of purchase it. However, I never seen it anywhere else, so I don't know. Maybe there is somewhere. And also the threads that are in the kit are very similar to the off-brand ones. I've been talking to, when I started selling the needles, they kind of wanted me to buy more things than just the needles from them. So they sent me a couple of tests for their threads so I could feel them. And they're very similar to what you get in the kits. It's a little bit softer, a little bit stringier somehow. But I kind of decided not to, because I would need to make real research in which kind of colors can I actually bring into the country, and so on, because I most likely none of these threads are dyed with materials that is safe. So basically a lot of the coloring or the dyeing of threads and similar have in the past used chemicals that is kind of toxic. And in Europe, we have really strict rules and regulations on which toxins or which colors you can dye your fabric or your threads with. And I would need to figure out that, and I need to get a full kind of, this is what we use for our threads, etc, etc, etc. So I rather just use DMC. Because they're also light safe, or more light safe than anything else. Light safe means that it stands the time. It stands up for time. So sunlight kind of breaks down color. That's just how it works. And light fast is a value you kind of calculate based on how much or little the sun breaks down it. The better light fast value, the less colors is getting broken down. And threads like Anchor and DMC, I think Madeira also, they have pretty good light fast. So they're better to do a project that you want to keep for a longer period of time. They're also dyed with acid-free dyes, which means that the threads won't break down for time, and a whole bunch of those things. So when I make my art or make my cross stitching, I wanted to keep. Yeah. But anyhow, I'm gonna head to bed, and I'll see you tomorrow. So good night, sleep tight, don't let the bedbugs bite. Bye!